Modern Money Primer blog number 43, Job Guarantee Basics, Design and Advantages by L. Randall Wray. Program Design. A job guarantee or employer of last resort program is one in which government promises to make a job available to any qualifying individual who is ready and willing to work. The national government provides funding for a universal program that would offer a uniform hourly wage with a package of benefits. The program could provide for part-time and seasonal work, as well as for other flexible working conditions as desired. The package of benefits would be subject to congressional approval, but could include health care, child care, old age retirement or Social Security, and usual vacations and sick leave. The wage would be set by government and fixed until government approved a rate increase, such as the minimum wage is usually legislated. The advantage of the uniform basic wage is that it would limit competition with other employers, as workers could be attracted out of the job guarantee employer of last resort program by paying a wage slightly above the program's wage. It also ensures that all workers in the program are treated equally in the sense that their remuneration is the same. It can be objected that a worker who loses an $80,000 a year job will not be as happy with the job guarantee job as one who loses a $25,000 job. The higher income worker would eventually face difficulty maintaining her previous lifestyle and covering debts incurred when income was high. All of this is true. In some sense, that is a design feature of the program. I do not say this callously. The idea is that we want those who can move out of the program to accept job offers in the private sector, as well as non-job guaranteed jobs in the public sector as soon as possible. And we can certainly retain programs currently in place to help such workers, that is, help with mortgage payments, as they transition back into higher paid jobs. But we do not want to pay them high wages in the job guarantee that would create disincentives to taking job offers in the private sector. Finally, those who had high pay before losing their previous jobs at least had an opportunity to build a private cushion for such calamities. Those who have always been low-wage workers never had that opportunity. Think about how they would feel working alongside other job guarantee workers who receive higher pay simply because their former jobs were higher paid. So for these reasons, many of us who support the job guarantee argue that on balance a uniform compensation package is best. If society then feels that losers of high-wage jobs deserve special treatment, a separate safety net can be democratically approved. The job guarantee program itself should not be complicated by introducing a variety of means-tested benefits. Again, this is in keeping with the general universal design. Take workers as they are, pay them equal wages and benefits for equal effort. It is important here to add one more comment. Often critics will then start some complaint with, well, the job guarantee program, you cannot fire workers. So let us be clear. The job guarantee program only takes workers willing to work. Those that fail to work up to expectations get fired. Last week in my response to comments, I did say that we must make accommodations. Jobs must be designed to fit the workers. For example, if a vision-impaired worker cannot perform the tasks associated with a job that requires sight, the proper course of action is to offer a different job, not to kick the individual out of the program. However, a worker who habitually shows up late or drunk or who otherwise violates reasonable work rules will be subject to normal disciplinary action, including firing. The job guarantee is not for everyone. It is not welfare. It is a jobs program for those who want to work. Program advantages. Benefits include poverty reduction, amelioration of many social ills associated with chronic unemployment, health problems, spousal abuse, and family breakup, drug abuse, crime, and enhanced skills due to training on the job. Matthew Forstater has emphasized how such a program can be used to increase economic flexibility and to enhance the environment. The program would improve working conditions in the private sector, as employees would have the option of moving into the program. Hence, private sector employees would have to offer a wage and benefit package and working conditions at least as good as those offered by the program. The informal sector would shrink as workers become integrated into formal employment, gaining access to protection provided by labor laws. There would be some reduction of racial or gender discrimination because unfairly treated workers would have the job guarantee employer of last resort option. However, the program by itself cannot end discrimination. Still, it has long been recognized that full employment is an important tool in the fight for equality. Finally, some supporters emphasize that a program with a uniform basic wage also helps to promote economic and price stability. The Job Guarantee Employer of Last Resort program will act as an automatic stabilizer as employment in the program grows in recession and shrinks in economic expansion, counteracting private sector employment fluctuations. The federal government budget will become more counter-cyclical because its spending on the Employer of Last Resort program will likewise grow in recession and fall in expansion. Furthermore, the uniform basic wage will reduce both inflationary pressure in a boom and deflationary pressure in a bust. In a boom, private employers can recruit from the program's pool of workers, paying a markup over the program wage. The pool acts like a reserve army of the employed, dampening wage pressures as private employment grows. In recession, workers downsized by private employers can work at the Job Guarantee Employer of Last Resort wage, which puts a floor to how low wages and income can fall. We explore some details in the following blogs. Concluding notes. Last week, there was a claim that generous pay in the job guarantee reduces job seeking in the private sector. Let's do a thought experiment. Say that the current low-paid job offer in the most disgusting type of work the private sector offers is $8 per hour before a job guarantee program is implemented. To recruit a worker into the very worst job, that worst firm in America must offer $8 per hour before there is a job guarantee. Now we create the job guarantee program, so any worker can get $10 per hour. Obviously, the worst employer in America cannot hire anyone at $8 per hour, or even at $10 per hour. To induce a worker to leave the job guarantee to get the worst non-job guarantee job in America, the employer might have to pay $10.25 per hour, or even more. It is possible that given the job guarantee option, the very worst employers in America would have to offer wages that put them out of business. True enough. But you can make the same argument about the minimum wage. Firms that cannot afford to pay the going minimum wage cannot legally remain in business. I cannot see this as a legitimate objection to the job guarantee. It is progress. But the more important point is this. With the job guarantee in place, the program wage and benefits set an effective floor on an effective minimum wage. As Hyman Minsky used to always argue, without the job guarantee, the legislated minimum wage is a lie. The true minimum wage is zero. If you cannot find a minimum wage job, you get a zero wage. With the job guarantee in place, the true minimum is the program wage, plus benefits. And this program wage cannot be market determined. It must be socially determined. Government offers an infinitely elastic demand for labor at the wage plus benefits it chooses to pay. It sets the wage as public policy, then hires all those who accept the offer of a job. To get workers, the private sector will have to offer something better than the job guarantee compensation package. It could be a higher wage, better benefits, better working conditions, or better opportunities for career enhancement. How much will it have to sweeten the deal? It will depend on the job and the employer. But this is supposed to be something labor markets know how to do: compete for labor. No matter where we set the job guarantee initially, the private sector will adapt, coming up with offers to induce workers away from the job guarantee. But yes, some of the very worst employers in America will go out of business. Others will be incentivized to improve working conditions and perhaps to reduce workforces by switching production techniques, for example, using more machines and fewer workers. There is nothing new in this. Markets react to rising wages by processes that have been familiar to economists for hundreds of years. It is always remarkable how little faith our free marketeers have in the invisible hand of the market.